are geek-centric, and you can be too. Love ya. Get home safe, guys. Peace.
Welcome to the Geek-Centric Podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for Marvel Animation's Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. My name is Nate, and if you're joining us for the first time, well, we are Geek-Centric, a podcast focusing on the world of movies, TV shows, games, and all things geek-centric. Today, we've got a couple of special guests, a few special guests on the show who, dare I say, are amazing, sensational, or even spectacular. I think we can all agree, though, no matter what, they are all certainly very friendly because we have the opportunity, thanks to our wonderful friends over at Disney Studios Canada and Marvel Studios Canada, to chat with head writer, executive producer, and showrunner Jeff Trammell, supervising director Mel Zwyer, and Hudson Thames, the voice of Spider-Man himself, Peter Parker, from Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is Marvel Animation's latest series that follows Peter Parker on his way to becoming a hero with a journey unlike anything we've ever seen and a style that celebrates the character's early comic book roots. The show is written by showrunner Jeff Trammell and stars Hudson Thames, Coleman Domingo, Grace Song, Kathy Ang, Eugene Bird, Zeno Robinson, Kari Walgren, Paul F. Tompkins, Hugh Dancy, and Charlie Cox. And the first two episodes are on Disney Plus starting tomorrow. They're releasing the first two for you to check out, and then the entire season is 10 episodes long. They're kind of releasing them in little batches. You can head on over to Marvel's social pages to sort of see the full breakdown. But, you know, we were very lucky to take part in these interviews and these conversations with these incredibly talented folks. And, you know, we were also really lucky to get the chance to watch this series, this season, all 10 episodes in their entirety. And we will have our spoiler-free review out tomorrow. Just got to wait a little bit longer, but you'll be able to hear our thoughts on the entire season, completely spoiler-free. But I think you'll hear from our voices, even in these interviews, that we really, really did enjoy this show. You know, I think it does such an excellent job capturing the Ditko era of Spider-Man. We talk about its look and its feel, and as well as how the show just balances elements from the MCU and more modern Spider-Man stories so perfectly with those original comic book stories. And I think you'll also hear it in these interviews. You'll hear it from Jeff. You'll hear it from Mel and Hudson. Just that, you know, the sense that all of these people, this entire team who created this, just have such a passion and a love for the character and this show. But listen, before we get to the interviews, I do want to quickly remind you listening that if you want to see our lovely faces as we spoke, you know, Darcy and I got a chance to chat with these folks. And if you want to see us geeking out with them, you can head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/geekcentric. You can see us smiling and giggling and laughing. And you can also check us out on our socials on Instagram and TikTok over at We Are Geekcentric. And we're also over on Twitter at GeekcentricYT. So follow us there, here, everywhere. We're just getting started here in 2025, and we can't wait to see what 2025 brings within the wonderful world of all things geeky. But listen, that's enough of that. Please enjoy these interviews with the voice of Spider-Man / Peter Parker, Hudson Thames, and head writer, executive producer, and showrunner Jeff Trammell, and supervising director Mel Zwyer. Hey, Hudson, my name's Nate.
And I'm Darcy.
Thank you so much for chatting with us on the Geek-Centric Podcast. How are you doing today?
My pleasure. I'm great, man. It's nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, too. Always lovely to meet another Spider-Man. You know, I think you're back here as Spider-Man, you know, after your Peter Parker debut in the Zombies episode of What If, which was phenomenal. But
Thank you.
This is your series. You know, this is all you. What did you do to make this Peter Parker your own?
Yeah, it's funny. So there's obviously all these different iterations of Spider-Man, and it's one person doing their iteration. So coming from that and then into this, it was a little bit of a trip to think about and figure out for a second. And so my first reaction was like, okay, I need to go watch all the game tapes, go do my homework, rewatch all the Spider-Mans. But you know what? I kind of quickly realized that like the most effective homework for me was literally going back and watching the things that excited me in high school, like the old skateboarding videos I'd make with my friends. Like Peter is so stoked on life, and I was like, I was too. How do I tap back into that? And it was like getting myself back into that youthful headspace.
Totally. So, I mean, on the topic of skateboarding,
Yeah.
actually, when I think of Spider-Man and skateboarding, I obviously think of that unlockable character in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. So if your Peter were to take the half pipe, what kind of tricks do you think would he be pulling off?
Oh, I mean, I think he'd be hitting melons, price stairs. If you want to go Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I can go all day with you, dude.
Let's go. Let's go. A little bit of horse, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I was never good at Tony
Never
Hawk.
good at Tony Hawk.
Love playing it though.
So fun.
You know, I think Spider-Man is 63 years old this year, and there are so many iterations of the character. For you, Hudson, who is your Spider-Man, whether that be on page or on screen?
It's the Tobey Maguire one. Though that just nostalgia for me. Like I love No Way Home so much as a movie, but like those are the movies I went with my parents to see. Those are the ones I like waited in line for. That's like, my era.
Totally. And I think what's so cool about Spider-Man, especially in this day and age, that he's truly generational.
Yeah.
And so many people can learn from what he stands for and what he does. For yourself, now that you've played Peter Parker, are there any lessons you've taken away from your time with the character?
Yeah, it's so. I was telling my dad this actually. He's so hopeful and such an optimist in the face of adversity, like 90% of the time. And I think just as a human being, like in the world, it's I've been spending so much time in the shoes of someone who sees the world like that, and it's been so refreshing, and I genuinely feel like has like been a positive effect on my life. Like it's made me more of an optimist in general.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear.
That's the best part about Spider-Man is he's just like he's always an optimist, right?
Yeah, it's always gonna work out.
Yeah. Hudson, I have to say we recently listened to your song Bruce Wayne, and both loved it quite a bit.
Thanks.
Given your connection to Spider-Man now, are we expecting a single called Peter Parker? And then what would that
you're giving me ideas. Yeah, Bruce Wayne, it's so funny. I wrote that so long before the Spider-Man stuff ended up happening. But yes, I definitely have been thinking about a way to merge like the music side of my world with the Spider-Man stuff in some way. It'd be so cool to do that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see what comes from that eventually. If something happens, for sure.
Yeah, my wheels are turning. I'll keep you guys posted.
Maybe like something country or something like that. Maybe that could
That'd
work.
be a different thing for sure.
Dude, you are truly, just as the title says, a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Thank you so much for your time today. And we really can't wait to see what's next. Maybe in like a season 2.
My pleasure. I would love to. I know as much as you guys do, unfortunately, but hopefully we get to hang again. And I like those shirts.
Thank you very much.
Notes.
Go. Awesome, brother. Thank you so much. Hey, Jeff and Mel. My name's Nate.
And I'm Darcy.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. How are you both doing today?
Great. I love your shirts. They're incredible.
Got to be on brand. We got to be on brand.
So, Mel, we love the Steve Ditko inspired design in the show and the very dynamic comic book aesthetics that come from it. What kinds of discussions and decisions happened that helped bring that style to life?
Actually, that all, Jeff, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of that happened before even I came on board, right? And it was actually one of the things that attracted me to the show was when they mentioned that it was inspired by the comic books, and I was like, yes, I'm on board. Yes.
Well, of course. I mean, the aesthetics are so important to this show. They do like pay homage to what inspired, started off the trend that is Spider-Man, and I love the way it looks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, it's wild to think that Spider-Man is celebrating his 63rd birth. He looks great.
That's fantastic. I'd look a day over 15.
Not at all.
Not at all. Jeff, what do you think it is about Spider-Man that keeps bringing us back to the character after all these years?
He's relatable. He's got a lot of heart. And like whether it's the geekiness, the awkwardness, the comedy, like you strip all that away, he's a guy who cares so much about the people around him and never gives up, is always driving to be better and do better and help more people. And I think that, a lot of people just really resonate with that.
For sure. I totally agree. He's almost the everyman hero. Everyone can see something in him that they can relate to. And this one's for both of you. It's clear the origins of the MCU Spider-Man play a part in this series, but with a multiversal twist. Why was it so important to build off of this rather than going for a more traditional approach with Spidey's origin story?
I wanted to do something, I think, fresh. There's so much of the show that is like, here's what you know, but also here's a new thing that kind of twists it. And I think, while it would have been cool to do the kind of classic, he's at the big science fair, gets bit by the spider. We've all kind of seen that story. And while I have nothing against that, I wanted something that set us apart, quick takeaway, very different, and it's kind of like Spider-Man. Exactly that. Yeah, different but familiar.
Yeah, Mel, how about for yourself?
Exact same thing. I mean, it's I've worked on a lot of projects where it's just an animated version of a very specific comic book. I think we've reached the point now where it'd be nice to explore further new storylines that don't really erase the history or tread upon, not without being disrespectful to the origins.
Yeah. Then this series is so confident with that, and I think that was just over the 10 episodes. It's something that you recognize more and more with each episode, and I love how it's both not just it's not just MCU references. We're getting original comic references as well, and it just blends so beautifully with so many iterations of Spider-Man over the years. This is also for both of you. Who's your Spider-Man? Whether that be on page or on screen, I know it's tough to narrow it down, but who's your Spider-Man?
Oh my God. Why would you ask me this?
You haven't been asked this yet? What?
For me, it's Todd McFarlane's.
Oh.
90s. I grew up in the 90s with it. I mean, I grew up with the older Cosmic Spider-Man. Not many people know about that. That was one of my favorites as a kid.
McFarlane and Venom's introduction really kind of changed Spider-Man's course for sure. And his run was totally memorable. So I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I gotta go Spider-Man from the animated series, the 90s. That's the one I grew up with. That's my first Spider-Man. That's the one that introduced me to the world at large. So that's always like my guy. A lot of Peter's look in this show is kind of pulled from that character as well. So that's my guy. Although I also love Tom Holland Spider-Man as well. I think he does a fantastic job.
I love it. I love all the Spider-Men. We're Toby guys, but I respect those answers wholeheartedly. Both of you, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Again, this show it's a love letter to Spider-Man, and I think that's just the best way that I could sum it up. And I can't wait to see what's next, maybe in a season 2, maybe.
We'll do it until they kick us out the building. So
let's go. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Guys.